A lovable but lonely keeper of animals discovers a big secret that just might be the answer to his own mating issues. Hello there everyone, as always for ReelScreenReviews.com, I am movie critic Iacobucci, and our next movie review is Zookeeper. This family-friendly comedy opened in the middle of the summer movie season on Friday, July 8th, 2011, and it features the always likable Kevin James and, in my opinion, the always gorgeous Rosario Dawson. Zookeeper also features the voice talents of Adam Sandler, Jon Favreau, Cher, and Sylvester Stallone, to name just a few. And this film comes to us from director Frank Carracci, longtime collaborator of Sandler's Happy Madison Productions and the director of Click, Around the World in 80 Days, and The Waterboy. Now this time out, he once again re-teams with some old friends and some new furry ones in order to bring us an adventure filled with laughs and yet is still clean enough for the entire family. Now our story begins telling us the tale of Griffin Keyes, a very warm and gentle soul that acts as a custodian to the animals at the Franklin Park Zoo. What Griffin does not know is that these animals absolutely adore him and never want to see him pursue any other interest of employment, and they also don't like seeing him unhappy. Griffin seems more at ease with any of these animals in captivity than he ever does with any member of the opposite sex, and he can never manage to see Kate, portrayed by Rosario Dawson, as anything more than just a friend. After Griffin comes to the realization that breaking out of the confines of the zoo is the only way to make it in the world, the animals will then break their unwritten code of silence in order to do all they can to assist their best friend in this pursuit of happiness. They will educate Griffin to great extents on all aspects of dating, but with their help, will he be able to achieve true love? Well, people, this is anything but a great film. It's anything but a mediocre film that will most likely entertain only the youngest of children before it's going to entertain anyone else. Straight away, the animals that come to life, so to speak, when no one else is around, reminded me totally of Toy Story. Then they actually speak to the zookeeper, who in turn reminds me of Dr. Dolittle, and then throw in the best friend gorilla theme, and I couldn't help but think George of the Jungle. The first and biggest problem is that we have seen this film many times before and done better just as many times. Even for a family film, this movie felt very, very childish in many spots, to the point I believe where only the very young could really be caught up in the so-called drama of the zookeeper. I thoroughly enjoy watching Kevin James, but he once again retreads a bashful and unlikely hero of a character throughout our story. He is more than talented enough to carry a film, but I wish that just once he would challenge himself as an actor in some way. However, in the weakest of films with the weakest of plot lines, Rosario Dawson is so beautiful that she's always a welcome treat to the big screen. She so easily conveys sweet and wholesome emotions and added dimension to a film that was pretty flat to begin with. Then I do not know what it is with women in film lately. Griffin's ex-fiancée that sets his internal problems in motion resurfaces as the story progresses. Now, originally she dumped him for no other reason except that he was a zookeeper, making her one of the more shallow characters in movies since we saw Cameron Diaz a few weeks ago in Bad Teacher. Even more distressing, is that they make Kevin James so ignorant that he can't even see this or the true love interest in Rosario Dawson. I did like some of the voiceover work for the animals. Adam Sandler, Sylvester Stallone, Cher, and Jon Favreau join a slew of many others and bring some laughs only here and there. Then Nick Nolte's gorilla picks up more women at TGI Fridays than the whole cast of Hall Pass from back in February, and his furry primate also makes just as credible a live-action co-star as Adam Sandler, I believe. The whole scene at Fridays with this ape didn't make any sense to me at all, and there were other scenes in the film that were just as questionable. You know, I wouldn't shake my head at this film, but it had 5 credited writers, and this is what they came up with. Considering that Steve Kloves wrote most of the Harry Potter franchise himself, 5 people should start taking lessons from him. At 104 minutes, Zookeeper is such substandard filmmaking that it's one of those movies that not only do you know everything that's going to happen, you know exactly how the film will end just after seeing the opening credits. As I stated, I love Kevin James's physical comedy and can't think of any other actor more likable, but please give us something more than pratfalls and embarrassing tumbles. I hate to say it, but the best and funniest parts of Zookeeper occur in the film's final credits. You get to see some hysterical moments of outtakes, and the film's animals join together for a chorus rendition of Boston's More Than a Feeling. What can I say? Little kids will probably love this, but other than that, it's just minimal laughs. Only 1 star out of 4, and remember people, I'm not always right, but only when it comes to the movies. And thank you for your attention.